Dear participants to the Hermes Leaders Forum, dear friends, I wish to thank the Director General of Hermes for the opportunity to address today's topic. In my view, the question of attracting to aviation the new generation and retaining them is imperative to the long-term development of the global transport system. The inclusion of this topic reflects the fact that this forum also recognizes the critical importance of this challenge. It is a challenge that calls for all aviation stakeholders to urgently work together. Global traffic forecasts need our serious attention. Scheduled passenger traffic is forecasted to double by 2042. And accordingly, so are presumably the associated human resource requirements. The global aviation system is mature enough to use sophisticated data sources to outline the extent of human resources capacity gaps in real time. This would assist stakeholders in developing a progressive policy guidelines, human resource forecasts, and plans, and the strategies for strengthening their internal operational support structure. This could also help us understanding and integrate the workplace culture changes brought about by the pandemic. These changes call for proactive planning for and adoption of leading-edge work and educational practices. A lack of understanding of today's reality is obviously a major challenge in addressing the current workforce shortage, but there are several others that have also been cited that could be aggravated in the future. These include the large contingent of the current aviation professionals who will be leaving the workforce through natural attrition, human resource shortages in specialized areas of technology where aviation is now competing with other industry sectors for the same highly skilled professionals, and the fast changes within aviation technology itself, which requires stronger collaboration with academia to ensure curricula are tailored to address the identified gaps. The most obvious factor, however, is the shortage of women in our workplaces. The statistics are stark. According to ICAO's 2021 global statistics, women represent only 4.9% of the world's pilots, air traffic controllers, and engineers technicians. More disheartening is the increase of this percentage from 2016, only 0.4%. Urgent global solution must be engaged. Let us be frank, as a sector we are far behind others, and there is no valid reason for it. There is a place for everyone who has the desire and the skill in aviation, and we must end the barriers to entry that are currently in place. Addressing the inadequate access to affordable training and education would make a huge difference here, and it would also help reduce barriers that other underrepresented groups. We must also facilitate the harmonization of curricula with the goal of mutual global recognition of qualifications and competencies in aviation disciplines to facilitate the optimal utilization of qualified personnel worldwide. This could be one of the priorities of a future well-structured human resource network platform, where these and other global plans and strategies could be deliberated and defined. ICAO has a clear mandate here. In recognition of these challenges, states have adopted a number of resolutions at the ICAO assemblies. Assembly Resolution A3929 on next-generation aviation professionals was passed to help assure the emergence of sufficient qualified aviation professionals. Assembly Resolutions 3930 and A4126 furthermore promote the participation of women in the global aviation sector and call for greater commitment to advance women's rights. They allocate actions to member states, the ICAO Council and the ICAO Secretariat for strengthening and assuring gender equality is realized in aviation. Assembly Resolution A4027 on innovation in aviation takes cognizance of the inclusion of young aviation professionals with special reference to women in addressing issues related to innovation in aviation. It recognizes that a more inclusive industry provides opportunities for bringing in new perspectives, ideas, as well as creative and inclusive solutions that work for all, with a resultant outcome of a more competitive and resilient aviation industry capable of facing future economic challenges. These resolutions reflect that at a global level, ICAO's strategic objectives for international civil aviation and by extension the entire global air transport system are deeply reliant on the existence of a dependably skilled and educated global workforce. At the organizational scale, they are also critically important. The ICAO business plan for 2023-2025 will steward the reforms with the organization, and the inclusion of innovation and gender equality as a transformation objective will key drivers that determine the nature, quality, and quantity of our future aviation professionals. ICAO's own transformation is reflected in our advocacy. For example, at the Assembly in 2022, ICAO launched a global youth competition under the theme of innovation and resilience in aviation. We intend to continue collaborating with all stakeholders to promote more of such initiatives and programs and invite the cooperation of all partners. This is part of ICAO's commitment to provide a platform where stakeholders may establish strategic structures for collaborative partnerships and build synergies and capabilities at the global and regional levels. The standardization of critical work systems and practices for attracting and retaining of talent through ICAO is a great example where progress could be achieved. Here we can point to the relevance of training and capacity building through ICAO's global aviation training services and of management systems and processes which could be achieved through ICAO's capacity building and implementation programs. Before concluding, I would like to highlight that ICAO considers academia as an important partner in this work, given that the global air transport system relies on academia to provide adequate supply of well-educated and trained talent to sustain its growth. I mentioned the link between tailoring curricula to aviation's needs earlier, but I would also like to highlight that aviation support of educational programs more broadly can go a long way in terms of motivating young students, including girls and women, to build a passion for aviation. Industry support for STEM educational programs, in particular, is a sure way of developing a viable pipeline for a long-term and sustainable supply of an inclusive potential talent in aviation. Concluding, I wish to stress 2 points. We need to apply transformative management processes that intentionally mainstream women and youth as important and the crucial sources of talent. And we must also do more right now to invest in the development of human resources. This is a call to action about the continued sustainability and the resilience of the global air transport system over the coming decades. And I wish you all a very productive and engaging meeting towards this end. Thank you very much for your attention.